Will Shedeur Sanders be the first quarterback chosen? Because he was supposed to be. A fight between him and Cam Ward. Not like a street fight, but like who's going to get drafted fight. Then something strange happened. Sanders did these pre-draft workouts, these pre-draft interviews, and some NFL assistant coach, nameless, faceless, according to NFL Network, had the following to say about Mr. Sanders. The worst formal interview I've ever been in my life. Boy, that sounds like hyperbole. He's so entitled. He takes unnecessary sacks. That doesn't seem to go together. He never plays on time. He has horrible body language. Call back. He blames teammates. But the biggest thing is he's not that good. Ouch. I do believe that Deion Sanders' son has been sullied. I do believe that you are seeing a player's draft stock drop like a brick outside of a wind tunnel. I believe that you are about to see Coach Prime Deion Sanders come to the rescue of his son, and boy, were we right. You can impugn Deion all you want. You can call him prime time. You can call him flashy. You can call him overrated, underrated, Hall of Famer, two-way, multi-sport. Do whatever you want. But don't you dare tell me that Bronny James isn't a good player. Oh, that was wrong. This is not LeBron and Bronny. This is Deion and Shedeur. You get where I'm going? Deion had to come out and totally defend Shedeur Sanders. He had to talk about the fact how venomous this all is. He had to say it's to the point where it ain't even cute no more, he said. So predictable. He's counting and asking the media to please stop. He's saying that God is helping him. But the fact of the matter is, if he weren't my son, he would never, ever be criticized like this. So I just want to get this straight, Deion. There is not one scout in the National Football League, or one GM, or one president of football ops, or one personnel guy, or one owner, not one who looks at a player and says, I'm not drafting that player because of who his father is. They're looking at a player and saying, I want the best player possible. I want my team to win. It is not about Shedeur Sanders as the son of Deion Sanders. It's about Shedeur Sanders as an NFL player. There's a reason why teams didn't say, oh, Bobby Hurley should be the first pick in the NBA draft. He was such a good college player. It doesn't always translate. Now, it is true that every year there is a quarterback who is chosen, or a player who is chosen by a nameless, faceless, spineless member of the media who brings the player down. Remember what they did to C.J. Stroud? The worst test taker in the history of tests was C.J. Stroud. For crying out loud, Lamar Jackson was the number 32 pick by the Ravens. They actually traded up, I believe, to draft him number 32, made him the bottom of the first round. The theory was that Lamar Jackson was somehow his stock was falling. There is a big misunderstanding. Like this is funny to me. When a baseball player is drafted in the second round and his name is Giancarlo Stanton, and then I would go public and say, let's say he's drafted number 40th, and I would say, isn't it weird that 39 people passed on him, and it would be all 30 teams plus 8 teams twice? There are a million players who get passed on by teams and end up being superstars. That is normal. That is the draft. That is scouting. It's an inexact science. A nameless, faceless, spineless assistant coach who tells you that Shedeur Sanders is a terrible person, a terrible interview, a not smart guy. Do you think that that has impact on any team? It may impact fans. It may impact mock draft experts. It means squat in the draft room of a team. In our draft room in Major League Baseball draft, where everyone has an opinion about everything, or our trade deadline room where everyone's got a rumor about everything, the amount of outside noise that mattered to us was zero. It doesn't mean we got everyone right, but it means we were not influenced by, oh, this guy had a terrible pre-draft workout. We've been scouting this guy for 4 years. He had one bad workout, or he didn't do well on the blot test, Rorschach test. That's not a dog. That's my mother. Doesn't matter. So why is it that now DraftKings has an over-under of 14.5 in the first round for Shedeur Sanders? And it's so juiced to the over that you have to lay 450 currently if you think Shedeur is going to be drafted 15 or lower. If you think he's a top 14 pick, you're getting 320. What an unbelievable set of circumstances, having nothing to do with the assistant coach, having nothing to do with Deion Sanders, who is obviously supporting his son the way a father would do. It has to do with the work that's done by the media, talking to personnel people, saying, hey, this is where we evaluate Sanders. This is where we are looking at picking him, if at all. I do believe that Sanders will drop in the draft, and I do believe it has absolutely zero to do with his formal interview.